Welcome, everyone, to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame to his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
And with us here, reoccurring guest, I'd say he's a fixture now in the show, the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show. It's the magnificent Son X.
That's right. How are y'all doing tonight?
X.
Oh, yeah. It's X time. Yeah. It wouldn't be a podcast without Son X showing up with his golf hat on, as always. X, are we ever going to see the hairs and the flowing locks on the channel anytime soon?
The wardrobe. Yeah, you got to pay extra to see that.
Oh gosh, you got to do like an OnlyFans. They got to have an OnlyFans subscription to see your hair or something.
It's OnlyFans to Son X.
Oh God. I'm not sure that's worth the money, but for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. This is a twice a week all sports podcast. It takes place every single Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. We invite you to subscribe on YouTube, to like on Facebook, and to follow on Twitter. Also, hit the little notification bell, ding, so you make sure you get notifications as to when we go live.
I think that's the best thing to do, because if you're a new time listener and you say, he says 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and if they're not even close to those times today.
Hey, well, this one's close to 9. This one's close to 9.
This is the one supposed to start at 8. It's embarrassing.
We're obviously running late today.
Did you say 9 o'clock?
Was that X?
You should just change it to 9 and 10 o'clock.
No, we can't do that. We'd want to. It just keeps on getting pushed further and further back. So no, we've got to keep the times the same way they are. But make sure you do a few things. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, and follow on Twitter. And also, if you like the content, if you like the videos, do a few things for me. Hit that magical thumbs up button. Apparently that helps the algorithm. It helps get this show, this podcast, out to more individuals. It helps. It reminds everybody too. It hits, I don't know. I think it does a better job for everybody who's subscribed. It pops up on their feeds and everything like that. I don't know. When it gets to that algorithm bullshit, what I know is very limited. All I do know is that subscriptions apparently help and thumbs up help. So that's what we do. But for today, we've got, as I said, this is an all sports podcast. We talk anything and everything sports. We talk NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB. We talk college athletics. We talk world football. We talk anything and everything sports on this show. Today, we've got a few things to talk about. The MLB trade deadline is approaching. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about guys who may be on the move. And I feel like this year's MLB trade deadline may be a little bit lackluster compared to last year. We'll talk a little about that. We're going to go ahead and talk about Lionel Messi. He made his debut for Inter Miami, and I tell you, the people who are gargling all over Lionel Messi, they cannot just get over. They're just fixated with everything he does. They're earmarking him with a 75% chance to win the Ballon d'Or. We'll talk about that. Is Lionel Messi, is he deserving of another Ballon d'Or?
Okay. You can't win Ballon d'Or if you don't play in Europe. I'm just telling you, you can't do it.
He did play in the 7th best league last year, which was the French league, Ligue 1. So we'll talk about that. But hey, they're earmarking him and penciling him in with the Sky Bet is putting him at a 75% probability to win another Ballon d'Or. We're going to talk about Zach, the MILF Hunter Wilson. Apparently, he's come with a new attitude, a new era, a confidence ever since Aaron Rodgers has entered the scene. We're going to talk about the running back. There was a meeting amongst the running backs. I think it was Friday night or Saturday night. All the top tier running backs in the NFL had a Zoom call. They were talking a little bit about their position and the state of crisis for the running back position. We'll talk about it. So, for today, we've got a lot to cover. But just again, you like the content, hit the thumbs up. Let's look at some comments to get up to date. Drew L says Austin Eckler is one strange dude. The dude thinks this is a Star Wars and he's part of the rebellion. Let's go ahead and talk about that, because I think that was probably the most notable thing that's happened, at least regarding the NFL news. It's pretty much all top tier running backs had a Zoom call, Grump.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that. There's just a comment That's just a couple down that I want you to touch on before we get into the sports aspect. From Drew also. Drew says, TJ was so late, I actually messaged Grumpy asking if we had a podcast tonight. That is true. He
Yes.
did. I'm like, oh, look at this. I feel like I have to respond. So I said, yes, TJ, we are having a podcast. He's like, and TJ's being slack. I'm like, that is correct.
There
I
it
just thought it was
is.
important. I just was important to bring that up.
Well, gotcha. We could have always brought that up afterwards, so it didn't ruin.
No,
but
it
that's
wouldn't have the same impact as starting the show 45 minutes late when you're 20 minutes from now.
okay. Good to see. Anyway, getting back to on topic, all the top tier running backs in the NFL had a Zoom call meeting talking about the declining running back market, how they're not getting paid their fair share despite being used and abused out there on the field. And the running backs who attended this meeting, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Nick Chubb, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, and J.K. Dobbins all joined this. Now, did you guys happen to hear any of this Zoom call?
No,
I did not. I knew it took place. I didn't hear about it.
Can I just say something about that list of the players that you
Sure.
pulled? Okay. Christian McCaffrey should not be in that meeting. Derrick Henry should not be in that meeting. They got paid. Nothing's going to lower their pay. They're not going to earn their contracts by the end, and then you're going to see why this happens, right? But all the other guys, I think Aaron Jones got paid with the Green Bay. I think he got paid. Tony Pollard, franchise tag for a guy who was a freaking backup before this year. I'm sorry, I don't have much sympathy for him. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, those are guys who are getting franchise tag money, which means what, like $12 million a year? I don't understand why they're complaining myself.
Well, when you look at the list, remember some of these names, right? Barkley, Derrick Henry, remember guys like McCaffrey, Nick Chubb, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon. Here are the top paid running backs in the NFL, right? McCaffrey's the top paid running back, making $16 million on average a year. You got Kamara making 15. You got Dalvin Cook making 12.6. Derrick Henry making 12.5. Nick Chubb making 12.2. Joe Mixon making 12. Aaron Jones making 11.5. Tony Pollard making 10.1. Josh Jacobs making 10.1. And these are all the Tony Pollards, Josh Jacobs, and Barkley. Those are all the franchise tag guys.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I think for what running backs do and the impact they have on the field, they're probably a little underpaid. I think they're underpaid.
Okay. What do you think, X?
I just don't think they last long enough. And there's always new running backs that come out and make rookie contract deals that get paid nothing. So, and that perform immediately when they hit the NFL out of the draft. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Could they get paid a little bit more? Yeah, but I mean, you have running backs who who get that money and then don't perform after that. That's my only concern.
It's the way that they. Oh, Grumpy, were you about to comment in? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, TJ, because I have a different slant. Go ahead.
It's the way that the contracts are structured. When you come in on a rookie deal, they're going to use and abuse you. And a lot of times you've been used. If you're a good running back, you run the ball a shit ton of times in high school, depending, maybe even play in middle school. The hits aren't going to be hard in middle school. You run the ball hard as hell in high school, you're going to take hits. You run the ball hard as hell in college, you're going to take hits. And you're most useful when you're running the ball those first 3, 4, or 5 years, depending on what round you were drafted in the NFL. And they're going to use the living hell out of you. They're going to give you 200 carries a year. And I mean, you think about it, over 17 games, 200 carries isn't all that much. I mean, they're going to utilize you out of the backfield. I'm interested. How many carries on average do these guys get here, Grumpy?
250, 275.
Jeffrey's more of a pass catching back than an actual running back.
It's touches, right? I mean, if you want to talk rushes between tackles, it all depends on how you're used.
Yeah.
If you run between the tackles, it's more punishment. If you're a guy who, they pitch the ball outside to get you out in space, it's a little bit less. If you're a pass catching back, it's a little bit less.
I would say Derrick Henry probably takes the most punishment out of all those running backs.
But just to touch on TJ, how you say they're kind of abused, stuff like that. There's a comment at 8:51 from D Cut, which I think we should pop up while I continue what I'm going to say afterwards. It says running backs in the NFL are treated like Isles Misery Rated R members are treated by TJ and the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. Very interesting comparison right there, D Cut. I like it.
D-Cut, I think you're trying to say that I treat the Owls Misery Rated R people poorly, and I don't believe that there, D-Cut.
Okay. Now, just to get back to the point, I just felt that tied in with this. So just to get back to the point, I think here's the risk that these guys, I don't know what their plans are. They're not going to get more money than they're getting paid right now. The league used to be a running league. It's totally a passing league now. It's, high, throw the ball down the field, put up 50, 60 points a game. That's what it's about. Do you think the players are on the risk? Let's say they all say, we're going to hold out in solidarity with our running back compatriots. What do you think would happen?
The quality of play in the league would be down.
Little bit.
More than a little bit.
Okay. I don't think running backs are that important anymore.
It's all who can make the flashy catch, who can throw the bomb down the field. That's what a lot of highlights are now.
Here's what I think. Now, do you think all running backs are going to join in this? Nope, they're not.
I think a lot will.
I totally disagree. I think those guys would be happy. Let's say they say, we're going to sit out just to show you that we believe in one another. I'm sure somebody else lower on that depth chart is going to say, I'm more than happy to take your carries.
The talent level is a drastic drop off. When you're comparing guys like Christian McCaffrey or Tyler Algier, who is the better running back and who's going to draw more eyes on the TV set? It's not going to be the same level of missing a whole bunch of NFL quarterbacks, but you're definitely going to be missing you're definitely going to be missing an important part. Absolutely, you will.
I don't think anyone watches the NFL to watch running backs. I just don't. Dalvin Cook.
Maybe back in the day.
You showed Dalvin Cook's number, 16.1 or 12, whatever it was, 12.9. I don't even know what it was. It was really, really high. Is he worth that anymore? Not even close. That's why what do you think he got cut from Minnesota? It's not that he couldn't play, because he still can, but you're seeing the wear and tear on his body a little bit. They can get a much cheaper option and produce just as much in Andrew Madison, right? That's why they let Dalvin Cook go. That's just life in the NFL. That's any player. His next contract, how much money do you think he's really going to get? 4 million, 5 million?
I don't think he's getting the next contract.
I think he'll get a contract to play in season. I think, yeah.
And Grumpy, if you could go ahead and reload your page, I was just looking it up on YouTube. You're kind of coming in and out. If you just reload your page, and X and I will talk about this a little bit too. My God, I tell you, I just pulled up Dalvin Cook. Apparently, Dalvin Cook reportedly offered girlfriend $1 million to clear name. My God, he's a guy who had played extremely well, had a lot of success in his role. And, when you think about, the impact he's had for the Minnesota Vikings, it's been a very impactful player. But here's the thing. Now he's going to be 28 years old next week or a few weeks from now. I mean, like Dalvin Cook's contract, Grumpy, how long is Dalvin Cook's contract?
Right now it's nothing. I don't know how long it was, but he no longer has a contract. They just cut him.
They cut him.
No guaranteed money. Bye-bye. That's life in the NFL.
I don't think after he signs this contract with the Dolphins, right? He's supposed to be going to the Dolphins. I don't think after he signs this contract with the Dolphins, I don't think he signs another one after that. Let me clarify. Unless he signs a 1-year deal with the Dolphins. I mean, like, realistically, how many 30-year-old running backs do you see?
Not too many.
There's a reason for it.
They get beat up. It's like having a car accident it's like having 15, 20 car accidents in one day. That's what it's like. You know what it's like, TJ, the physicality that's involved.
Sure.
And those guys are getting hit. They're not the ones, delivering the hit. Those guys absorb every single play that they carry the ball. They're getting hit. Violently hit.
Derrick Henry sometimes delivers the hit, though.
Yeah, it still wears you out.
No, absolutely.
He's a guy who may last a little bit longer. Like, the biggest thing that would ever worry me about Derrick Henry is the ankles. I mean, like that's one where it doesn't matter how big you are, the ankles might mess you up a bit.
Historically, how many running backs play well into their 30s?
That you can name them on your hand in the last few years, right? I thought Adrian Peterson was
Yeah.
pretty. I thought he was pretty successful in his 30s. I thought Frank Gore was serviceable in his 30s. But when you look at guys like that, the guys who are serviceable in their 30s are Hall of Famers. Every single one of the guys who can play into their 30s as a running back is a Hall of Fame caliber guy.
And they're also guys that played 30, 40 years ago because the players weren't as big. Everyone, it just shows the way the game is played now, shall I say. Nobody wrap tackles anymore. It's old contact. Bam, bam, bam. Block tackling, which is just running at a guy and hitting him as hard as you can. That's not how the game was played previously. That's why you see tackling is down, right? Sloppy tackling because everything's just hit a guy as hard as you can. How many players actually use their arms to make tackles anymore? Very, very few. Everything's hit a guy as hard as you can. Where if you look at tape, 20, 30 years ago, everyone was wrap tackling. That also is another reason why running backs have a shorter lifespan now than they did 20 years ago, because the way that players tackle is different now.
The physicality of the game is that too. I mean, like you even think about LaDainian Tomlinson. Guys, spectacular back. In his prime, one of the most dominant backs in the history of the game. When he hit 30, started getting injured, and he fell off a cliff. I mean, but you think about the numbers he put up before he turned 30, they were fantastic. True. But it's almost like it's when the hourglass tips over, that those freaking grains of sand go rushing out.
Yep. I mean, that's just the nature of the game. When you finally hit that wall, you're done. Football is a sport where I don't think, he had a really down year running the ball, he's going to get better next year. Nah, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't.
Under the 16-game or NFL regular season, the 16-game years, you're in a spot where LaDainian Tomlinson every single year before he turned 30, 1,000+ yards every single year. Then that last year in San Diego, 730. Then his first year with the Jets, 914, and then he just was completely irrelevant.
They knew. San Diego knew at the time. They're like, okay, 14. Then he went to 11. Let's give it one more shot. 730, gone. That's it. 30 years old.
You look at he's averaging every single game. He was averaging 90 yards a game, 80 yards. Think about how many attempts. 339 attempts.
Yeah.
372 rushing attempts in a year. And now LT or LaDainian Tomlinson, he used to catch the ball before it was a heavy, hey, running backs get a lot of balls out of the backfield. He was catching the ball a shit ton of times too out of the backfield.
Look at those touches.
He was dual threat.
Touches. I mean, and look at his biggest numbers are his first 3 years in the league.
Well, this year right here is the best year when he turned 27.
Yeah.
That was the best year he had.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, 28 touchdowns. I mean, he was fantastic, and the numbers that he put up in his prime were just unbelievable. But it's like guys like that, you talk about most of them when they hit 30, they disappear. There are a select few who could still do it into their 30s, and the guys who do are all first ballot Hall of Famers.
Yes, agreed.
So,
I think Frank Gore's the exception to that rule, though.
It's going to be – I do think something needs to be done regarding how those guys are compensated, because when they come into the league, they're the most useful they're ever going to be, and that's when they're making the least amount of money.
Well, it depends on where you get drafted. If you're drafted in the first round or the second round, you're going to get paid more than veterans get paid.
How many running backs get drafted and a top 5 or top 10 pick?
There's one this year.
They had
Who was drafted in the top 5?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
The kid from
Jahmyr Gibbs was later on, I thought. Was he not? And I thought that was a reach wherever they picked Gibbs. But I need to look at it. I thought Jahmyr Gibbs was a little later on.
Bijan Robinson went top 10.
That's what I was saying. Bijan Robinson from Texas.
There you go. It was Bijan Robinson was the highest one.
Yeah, he was drafted. What was it?
9.
Okay.
Number 9.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the amount of running backs who are drafted in the top 10, right? You maybe get now one every 3 or 4 years. Before Bijan, who was it? Barkley?
Christian McCaffrey was up there.
He was number 8, but I think McCaffrey was before Saquon Barkley. Certainly.
Oh, really?
You usually get maybe one running back draft in the top 10 every other year, maybe once every 3 years.
Yeah, it's not like the olden days where running backs were going first in the draft all the time.
I'm just saying for the vast majority of the running backs, they're not drafted in the top 10. You'll see some guys later first round, some guys that are second round or third round guys who come out and they're spectacular and they're used and abused. I mean, like, what stop? I don't know. It's one of those sticky situations to where you're starting to see guys. It's like the same thing with the NFLPA. I wonder what the NFLPA is going to try to do for running back, because I think they're going to try to do something for him. Don't you think?
No.
They want to keep more money in the owners' pockets.
No,
Well,
the
the
NFLPA.
NFLPA doesn't. But what are they going to do? Say, well, sorry, we're going to take money away from some other position and make sure running backs get it? Okay, here's the one thing. This is an affirmative action in the NFL. It's absolutely a meritocracy. You get paid based on production, and if you don't produce anymore, you don't get the money. It's absolutely performance driven, and it's guaranteed contracts, guaranteed money. That's the only thing that matters. The NFL is a true meritocracy, without a doubt. The whole thing is, if they see that you're starting to slack up a little bit, no cash for you. Just the way it is.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, so who's you going to cut quarterback salaries? That's not happening.
They're your breadwinners. They make all the money for you.
People pay to see quarterbacks. Period.
I wonder if they're going to try to restructure how entry level deals are done. I wonder. That's what I'm curious about.
They tried to do that once. I think they actually did, because the veterans were complaining so much that they did something to adjust that disparity, if you will. But it's certainly not the case. The top guys still get paid boatloads of money without proving anything in the league. And that was a problem the veterans have. You got to remember, the rookies are not part of the NFL's player union until they're drafted. So the veterans are the ones who make those rules. It's not like they're asking the college kids, hey, we want your input on what you think should go on with the collective bargaining agreement. That's all veteran driven.
We'll get current with comments here in a second. D-Cut sent us a fan fight, and it is great. Hey, soccer, world football is back in action. They've got some preseason games in play. They've already got fighting in the stands in preseason games.
I'm gonna guess which one it is. Is it the Manchester United Arsenal?
Arsenal United, yes, of course.
Yep. Okay, I've seen that one. Yeah, that one's good.
Hold on, X. Why don't you send that to us, X? If you would
send it in our group chat. I sent it in our group chat.
X, the group chat that you send over 100 messages in a day. Do you think I read any of those?
Send it in the group chat.
He sent it in the group chat. What else you want him to do?
Group chat of myself and all the bunch of other people that send a million of them.
You were probably
doing
doing
me specifically, X.
Probably doing this right here.
Probably taking a little dozy time, huh? Maybe that's why the show started so late.
Goon Grumpy.
Can jocks and nerds finally coexist peacefully? Okay, the jocks and the geeks, no. Jocks rule.
Nope. To an extent, they do.
Geeks
to an extent, they do.
Yeah, social media, where they try to make it seem like, jocks aren't cool, like nerds are the cool ones. They're not. They're absolutely not. Go program your computer. Go program your computer and hope some jock doesn't knock on your door and knock your dick in the dirt. That's all I gotta say. Nerds.
Peter's in the dirt. Oh, looky there, Grumpy.
Dirt.
Jesus Christ.
Let's get nerds. Go sharpen your pencil. Yeah. Go sharpen your pencil and put it back in your little pocket protector.
What's up, D-Cut? Andrew L., grumpy old man.
TJ and Son X complaining about people gargling on Messi like there's not gagging on Ronaldo. Like they're not. That should have been Andrew. THEIR. Like they are not, or they're not gagging on Ronaldo nonstop.
We don't. How often do we talk about Ronaldo's performance at Al Nassr in the Saudi League? Now, I think the Saudi League's added a lot of players, and they continue to add players. I'm not talking about Cristiano there.
I will say one thing. Cristiano is the one who he's going to be who broke the ceiling for people going to the Saudi League. And you said
Absolutely.
10 years. I don't think it'll be 10 years.
5.
Or maybe 5. I don't even think it's going to be 5. I think the money is just going to be too much.
You already
I think-
have young people transferring over there.
Yes, and that's what I think is going to happen. Is you're going to see younger players start going. You already saw a little bit of it this year. It's going to be more and more. Cristiano came out and said that he thought the Saudi League is better than MLS.
They are.
I will say that they have better talent, top end talent, but the MLS will not be as strong as the Saudi League within a couple of years. Absolutely not.
The MLS is already underneath the Saudi. Okay, here's the thing. The transfer window's not even over. The transfer window is open for another month and a half. Think about how many people that the Saudi League has added that they're still adding players to. The transfer window still has a month and a half left to it. The Saudi League is better than the MLS. It's simple.
I don't know about that. I say they're close. I'll say
If
they're
you had
close.
2 all-star teams with the talent that they have on each in each league, I think the Saudi League comes out on top.
Okay, but that I don't think there's a goaltender worth a lick in the Saudi League. They're
Eduardo
goaltender,
Mendy.
Eduardo Mendy.
Well,
Eduardo
but
Mendy,
he's
who was
new.
just playing for Chelsea.
but he's new. He's just
Well,
got there.
that's what I'm saying, though, is this
Part
year.
of the team, Grump.
If
Yes,
you
they have
don't-
brought so many players in this year, and
I'm-
they're going to bring more players in over the next month and a half. The MLS is a fucking joke. It's a joke. Here's the thing. They didn't have enough money. That's the problem with the MLS. They didn't have enough money, and they didn't throw as much money as the Saudi League did. If the MLS had thrown as much money as the Saudi League did, the MLS would already have taken over as the biggest soccer conglomerate in the entire world. But they just didn't
Okay.
throw as much money.
It's impossible for them to throw the money that the Saudis throw.
That's true.
It's impossible. That they
Years
have-
ago, it wasn't.
okay, no, the Saudi League has oil money. Who do you think? It's not oil money that runs the
You know,
MLS.
if Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk decided to own a team in the MLS, then they could throw as much money as they wanted to at it.
Sure.
But they don't. It's oil money. And here's the thing: the oil money is like just send a couple more barrels. That's all they say. Oh, we need a little bit more money. Cha-ching! Just increase production for a week. That's all they do.
The MLS is the Hamburger League's done. And it's the unfortunate thing. The Hamburger League is going to be hurt the most by the Saudi League. I firmly believe that. There is a lot of guys who I think that would be towards the tail end that would consider the MLS more heavily, but the guys looking for the paycheck are going to say, well, I can make this much in the MLS or I can make 7 times that much in the Saudi League. I'm going to the Saudis.
That's my big thing that I've seen about it. It's like they could literally, like, for instance, Kylian Mbappe. I think he's offered like a couple billion to go to the Saudi League. And like thinking about it in your head, it's like I could go play in the Saudi League for 4 years and make $3 billion. I couldn't make that over my entire career playing in Europe or the MLS combined. And it's like you kind of have to weigh the options. It's like, do you take the money and then your generational wealth for pretty much the rest of your family's life just about? Or do you go and play in Europe and win Champions Leagues or win other trophies in Europe? You kind of have to weigh the options.
The Mbappe thing is nuts. The French Union, I think it's the French Union is talking about, oh man, I need to pull it up. But the people who protect wages in France, it's like some sort of union in some capacity, is now getting involved with the Kylian Mbappe situation and how they're trying to force him out if they don't sign a whole bunch of sticky shits going on there. Like he's been offered a contract by the Saudi League and apparently is considering leaving. Now here's the thing: the French league got demoted from a top 5 league, and this has been coming for a while. The French league is garbage, awful. They have not been replenishing players. PSG is not at the same level that they were years ago. It's just that simple. And they weren't the same team where they had your Zlatan, your Blaise Matuides, your Patrice Evras. They're just not the same team.
Cavani, yeah.
They're just not. And the Cavani, sure, they're just not the same team, not the same club. And your Monacos aren't at the same level. You know, your teams just are not at the same level. They're the 7th best league in the entire world, continuing to drop like a rock lobster. Now, Mbappe, could you imagine if Mbappe moves to the freaking Saudi League? Holy shit.
Okay. Mbappe's not going to the Saudi League.
Going to Madrid.
He's going to Real Madrid.
I don't know about that.
He already has a verbal contract in 2024 if they don't sign him this offseason that he's already committed to Real.
good luck. They've already talked about kicking his ass. They're not allowing him to travel with the team right now.
Well, yeah, he's not going to stay with the team, but he can opt out. He doesn't have to play this year. He can sit out the year and then join them for transfer in 2024.
The problem is that there's a loyalty clause that PSG has to pay him September 1st, which is 60 million euros. And then he gets midseason, I think he gets another 30 million. So he doesn't want to give that up, understandably. They want to play hardball. PSG wants to make sure they get something of value for him. There's only a couple of teams that could sign him. Do you think someone's going to spend and they're saying they want 200 million euros to transfer for him? And he can be on the free in January. Who's going to pay 200 million? I don't think anyone is, honestly.
Well, you can get him for free. They effed up big time.
You can negotiate the contract in January, but he wouldn't. If you bring him on the free, he doesn't come until the summer of the next year.
Correct.
He is a year away from being able to do anything. Now, here's the thing. If Mbappe, now this is true. PSG has been very adamant on this. If he does not renew that contract and extend his contract or agree to be sold, they are not addressing him. They're not bringing him on any trips. He's just sitting his ass on a pine the entire year.
He already didn't do it. The time has already passed for it.
But they want to cut off their nose to spite their face. Okay, PSG can do that. Is it the smartest thing for them to do, or do you want to get? I mean, look at who they've lost. They'd lose Mbappe. They've lost Messi. Neymar's on his way out. They have no one on that team. I mean, they have a new coach. I mean, talk about a team that's fallen off the planet. PSG is going to be one of those teams. I mean,
and apparently I didn't mean to cut you off.
They have one more year of Mbappe. Sorry. I don't know what they expected. They forced him they tricked him into staying last year. He wasn't going to stay last year. What's going to happen? Let's take a look at this.
This is what you're seeing here, right? Okay, Grumpy. I know because you probably have not been aware of what the new rumors are. Al Hilal. Now, that's the top tier team in the Saudi league. They just brought in Karim Benzema. They brought in N'Golo Kante. They brought in a lot of top tier players. They're going to meet. They had offered a 400 million euro contract to Kylian Mbappe. They met the 200 million euro fee that PSG was looking for. And then the way they would have it set up. And now this is what the Saudi league's trying to do to start. Sign these players on huge contracts, loan them out for a few years, then bring them back and start having them play as the legitimacy continues to grow for the league. They're starting to do that with Newcastle players. You start to see there. I think much sooner rather than later, the Saudi league is going to be a top 5 league in all the world, and UEFA is going to be crawling on their hands and knees saying, we need to do something that's going to get things back the way they need to go.
That's why they wanted the Super League. That's why you saw the big teams want a Super League. They saw the oil money coming with Manchester City and Newcastle and all these other teams where it's on PSG, which is all oil money. They saw it. It's not like there's a salary cap in world soccer. It just isn't. So that's what you get. There's no way that Real would take him on a loan. I'm going to tell you right now. No freaking way. No way. If they sign him for 1 year for 400 million, I think that works for Real, honestly.
But the thing is, would he be a free transfer the year after? Or would they
that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because they want to get him on the free.
Yeah, they've been waiting for 6 years, about 6 years to get him.
He's turned them down 3 times. This is it for him.
If he turns them down again, that they're not.
You said the same thing last year. You guys were saying the same shit last year.
I didn't say that last year.
Yes, you did. You said,
they shouldn't go after him again. And I didn't think that they should go after him again after he turned him down.
Right now, they are not actively going after him. They want him to come to them.
Yep.
They don't want to be embarrassed. They were embarrassed last year with what happened. And they don't want that again. They've not made any contact with PSG. They've not made any contact with the player. The player has to acquiesce and said he wants to go to Real. Real's the biggest club in the world. That was a slap in the face to them last year.
Sure. All I'm saying is this.
The end of August, everything will be known.
Yep.
Saudi League continues to add more and more talented and valuable players every single day right now, this transfer window. Every single day. They are adding guys who are playing consistently in the Premier League, playing consistently in Serie A, playing consistently in Ligue 1, playing consistently in the Portuguese League, playing consistently in Bundesliga. They are adding players every single day. Top tier players. The MLS, slim pickings. The MLS, you're going to see the talent continue to drop. It's the unfortunate thing about it.
They're still they're the leading retirement league. The only thing, here's the thing, to me, what's the appeal of MLS over the Saudi league? It's nice to walk out of your house and not be surrounded by 50 miles of sand. I will say that. Yeah. It's much nicer to live in the United States than it is in Saudi Arabia.
You've never been to Saudi. You've never been to Saudi Arabia.
I've seen all the pictures. All I see is sand.
Okay. But my thing is it worth sucking it up for 3 or 4 years and making more in that 3 or 4 years than you can make in an entire soccer career?
I could see if you're a veteran who's got a few years left, absolutely. Absolutely. But if you're a guy in your prime, I wouldn't do it. You're not playing for anything yet. You're not playing for anything.
Unless they hit that pivotal mark where they are a top 5 league, and then you're entered into those like Champions League. And then
here's the thing. Champions League, you have to be a European team in order to compete in Champions League.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I think that UEFA and I think that FIFA will merge this. I've said this originally, and I said this, I'll say it again. They're going to merge with the Saudi League and allow them to compete in these tournaments. I promise you, they're going to charge them a fee in order to do that because they're going to continue to take the best and the greatest players. They will be at a point where all the best players are going to the Saudi League just because of the amount of money they can offer to them. And when that's happening, the quality of play is down. Less people watch your product. So, yeah.
Okay.
We don't need to hit too much more on it. We've gone down the path. I think the Saudi League has really made huge strides this offseason. They have. Frank says here, yep, I knew my man. Zach Wilson will flourish. He isn't a bust, and Rodgers is the best thing that could have happened to him. Let's go ahead and pop that up on screen because the Zach Wilson story it's an interesting one. Now, and I'll have to ask you, do you think it's some coach speak going on here? What do you think is true? What do you think is bullshit? Because that's always the interesting thing. You always talk about, right? Like Salah was always, oh man, he's our guy. We feel so confident in him, even though obviously was not the case. Zach Wilson has reportedly looked like a different quarterback since Aaron Rodgers arrived. Wilson is repeatedly playing with a different confidence than he had in previous seasons. Robert Saleh, of the Jets head coach, has reportedly been impressed, in quotes, with Wilson's improved ability at stepping up in the pocket. Saleh has been wowed and with some of Zach Wilson's red zone throws.
Maybe a new era for the Jets' second overall pick. Okay. X, you want to comment on that?
Preseason hype. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to just bump him up. They're trying to bump up the team. That's my thoughts on it.
Couple of observations from me. He's playing with a different confidence. Remember last year at this time, he had the little scandal with him and his mom's friends. He was like a dog in a neighborhood, knocking up all the other dogs. And, that I think that was problematic. He had no competition in camp. Maybe he was a little bit too overconfident that he was going to be the starter. One thing that said he was more impressed with him stepping up in the pocket. He was always a guy who kind of flew by the seat of his pants when he was in college. And maybe it just takes a little bit of while to get used to an NFL system. And hopefully that's the case. I hope he succeeds. I think it's good that he can sit and watch Aaron Rodgers. I really do.
He was an improviser. Is probably that's the nice way you put him, an improviser. It's the same thing like Justin Fields is an improviser. Guys who don't sit in the pocket, guys who don't command great pocket awareness and presence and, need to improve in that area. If he's improving that area, it's good. He's got a good arm. He does a pretty decent job of scanning the field. I don't think things are over for Zach Wilson. I do think it helps him sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for at least it's 2 years, right?
Yeah. It sounded like a 2-year deal. Rodgers did.
Yeah.
I think, that's going to help him. That's going to help him develop. So, we'll see what happens with Zach Wilson. I'm happy to see that he looks like he's maybe stepping up a bit too. Anthony Rizzi says the Jets are looking good.
It's really, really, really early. I'm rooting for the Jets. Unless you're not a fan of the Jets division, if you're a fan of somebody else in the division, how can you not root for the Jets? They're a habitual loser. How can you not root for them to do well?
Right. Yep. Right. Oh, I'll tell you. So, you got that obviously there. Drew's saying here, Austin Eckler, I believe is the one who hosted the Zoom call. He was absolutely. Anthony Rizzi says, can the Mets be any more pitiful? Steve Cohen needs to clear house. I know he promised the fans a World Series in 5 years, but this club is built so bad. Now, I will say this about the Mets. The Mets, and with the MLB, you're just paying the luxury tax. The Mets could revamp that team quickly. If you do it right, you need to go ahead and let your contracts expire with your big aces. Here's the thing. Scherzer's looked like shit this year. What a shock. And Verlander has been mediocre. Is probably the best way to display it. And those guys are getting paid the most money. You've got young guys. Brett Beatty's young. Mauricio's young. Francisco Alvarez is young. You've got a lot of players who are young that can make an impact, but you need to start building around those guys. You need to start building around the new core and saying, we're shooing out the old core.
All right. Verlander and Scherzer are on the trade block. Yeah.
What?
Verlander and Scherzer are on the trade block. So if somebody, I think they've come to that realization, particularly after this weekend, they've come to that realization that they're not contending for a playoff spot and they're looking to move guys. San Diego's done the same thing. Blake Snell and Josh Hader are both on the trade block. But you're going to have to give up a lot to get players like that. You're going to see teams like Baltimore, Cincinnati, maybe not Cincinnati, but Baltimore, who are going to be looking for arms. You're going to be looking at teams like the Dodgers are going to be looking for arms, Texas Rangers. It'll be interesting to see because you've kind of seen the league flip a little bit from what it's been in the past, where the lowly teams who used to be the Baltimores, the Cincinnatis, the Pittsburghs, well, now they're a little bit better this year. So they're going to be the guys, and they have plenty of assets, so they're going to be looking for veteran help. I'm interested to see. I agree with what you said at the top of the show, that I think there's going to be a little bit less movement than what we're used to seeing. But,
yes,
you're looking at Shohei Ohtani. Okay. Who can afford Shohei Ohtani? Who is in the position where they need a Shohei? And I'm not saying teams don't need Shohei Ohtani, but going forward, does a team like Baltimore need Shohei Ohtani? No. Does a team like Tampa need Shohei Ohtani? That's just not even happening. But let's say the Yankees. Are the Yankees in a position where Shohei Ohtani is going to put them over the top? No.
They'd be a team that I could see going after him, though.
Why?
They always go after big name players. They've always done that.
But if you're not even going to contend for a playoff spot, why would you trade whatever assets you have for a player like that, where you can maybe just get him in the offseason?
Yeah. I think they look at it as he's a big name and he gets fans in the seats.
I just don't see it. I just think if you're not a contender, you're not trading for him. It just doesn't make any sense unless you think. First of all, you have to talk to him and say, can you negotiate a contract extension? If the answer is no, why would you trade for him unless you're a legit contender for a championship? You wouldn't, because if he's going to test free agency at the end of the year and you're not a contender, it's just stupid to trade for him.
Good. Yeah. It's last year we saw a lot of pieces move. Juan Soto's, your Josh Bell's. You saw a lot of top tier players move. Now, I think Verlander's getting eyed pretty heavily by the Giants. The Mets, here's the thing. The Mets are in a situation where things are not as, like, we talk about who I'm more optimistic about, the Mets, the Islanders, where does that lie? I'm much more optimistic for the Mets because you don't have to worry about cap constraints like you do in the NHL. You can move players pretty easily. It's, you've got that soft tax, or you got the soft lottery, or the luxury tax that you pay. And some owners, when they're trying to win, understand that, hey, I'd rather pay a little bit more on the tax here because we're going to have a whole bunch of extra revenue generated from making a big playoff push and maybe winning a World Series independent. than paying a little bit extra here on a luxury tax. So you've got more flexibility on that side, and you've got an owner who is not afraid to have the largest payroll in all of baseball by a significant margin. In my opinion, you've got some young players who are stepping up. Francisco Alvarez has looked good. Beatty's looked okay. Mauricio, there's a lot of players that look like they have some potential talent for the Mets in the future in the pipeline. You just got to put the right pieces around them.
Okay, you're asking about like Verlander to the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get a whole lot for Verlander if you're the
Really?
Mets. He's 40 years old. He's got 2 more years on his contract, and they're going to have to absorb 40. What is it? How much money is he getting paid a year? $40 million a year, $41 million a year. Okay, who wants that for pitchers that old? You're certainly not going to pay a premium for a guy like that. Not at his age. Do you look at his 40-year-old season as an aberration where he's going to get better? Or do you think, well, you know what? Most guys who hit their 40s, they're not the same guy. Matt Scherzer, not the same guy at 38 years old. I mean, yeah, Verlander was good playing for Houston. Houston's best team in the league. But is San Francisco, did they put a whole lot of runs up? And I'm not saying Scherzer, that Verlander sucks. I'm just saying it's been a down year for him. It absolutely has. And you're seeing the injuries creep in with him a little bit more. That's what happens when you get to be a certain age. I just don't think the haul for him. Maybe the Mets are looking, well, you know what? We can cut some salary here so we can make moves in the offseason by moving Verlander and Scherzer this year. That's like $80 million, up towards the luxury tax. So I could see them wanting to do that. I just don't know how much they get back for players of that age and where they're at.
I think the cap obviously helps there too. Gungun says here, Sunex, if Lou Lamoriello called out,
called you out of the blue.
Okay, called you out of the blue and offered you a 7-year contract for $24.5 million, would you accept, or would you take some time to weigh your options?
I would accept that contract immediately.
That's a Scott Mayfield contract. That's a Scott Mayfield contract.
I'd take it. I don't know what I'd be doing, but I would take it. I don't think I'd be playing on the team, but
so does it matter what you would do? Let's say it's something really degrading.
Okay.
Cool
well,
for you?
I mean, it depends. It depends. I guess it kind of depends on what it was. If it was to play hockey on the team, I'm not a very good hockey player, but I'd take 7 years, $24 million. Absolutely. I'd get my ass kicked out there. What?
You think you can make that work, Son X?
Oh yeah, I think I can make it work. To get my ass kicked out there, yeah, I can do it.
And let's say you were like 31 years old.
Even better.
Yeah, there you go.
Even better, right?
You said, honestly, I think the whole Zach Wilson reports. What is that, Grumpy?
I just want to say it's almost like Lou Lamoriello thinks he's got Saudi League money, where he just offers any amount of money to them as possible when they're overpriced and finished as players. Just throw them anything they want.
Maybe that's what he thought. He thought he was part of the Saudi League, and he's like, "Hey, we're going to get these old vets for buku amounts of money." There we go.
Yeah.
What we need him to start doing is hiring players from other leagues and less talented leagues as well. He'll be like the MLS then. He's got that MLS mindset. Then Drew says here, honestly, I think the whole Zach Wilson reports are going around as just the Jets trying to boost his trade value. It's a possibility, right? It could be a possibility. Yeah.
Okay. What type of trade value do you think Zach Wilson has?
Depending on what he does in the preseason. And here's the thing. If he gets one game where he plays this year, like Rodgers goes out with an injury, he bangs up his elbow a bit or has a sore shoulder, misses 2 weeks and plays well, you would be shocked at the value a guy like Wilson would have. Absolutely, if he plays well in his appearances.
Look at the value Trey Lance has, and he's played one game.
What value does he have? I don't see anybody.
I don't know what value he has.
Teams are looking at him.
Matt Flynn is the perfect example, is the way I look at guys. Matt Flynn, in the situation where he backed up Aaron Rodgers for years and years and years and years and years. And he came in, I think, and played 2 or 3 games. He put up great numbers, like 300, 400 yards each game. And in the offseason, he signs that huge contract with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, here's the thing. all was forgiven with them because they drafted Russell Wilson in the 3rd round, and he started right out of camp. And Matt Flynn was being paid like a starting quarterback and didn't play any downs. So, what the value could look like if a guy like Zach Wilson comes in and he plays a game or two, and if Aaron Rodgers gets banged up, or at the end of the year he plays a game or two, you have trade value down the line with Zach Wilson, I believe.
Okay, but he's not going to have – I don't think he's got much value at all right now.
I think it's
he's got to produce. But if you're the Jets, who's going to be your backup then? I mean, how long is Rodgers going to be there? Realistically,
2 years.
2 years, maybe 3 tops, maybe. Then you're going to have to go looking for a new quarterback. Where if you keep this kid and he actually develops behind Rodgers, who, let's be honest, I mean, even though he's a choker in the playoffs, he's top 10 probably all-time quarterback, I would think. Top 10, top 15 for certain, all-time. I mean, do you want to go from Rodgers to, Mike the Greek Melaniadis at the quarterback's position? No. If you can have a young guy come in, he's only 20. I think he's only 22 or 23 years old, Wilson. Still young.
23.
Okay, he's 23. That could be like a rookie. Almost.
He'll be 25 by the time he's a starter if Rodgers has 2 years.
That's fine. You know what? It depends on how Rodgers plays. Are they built for the long haul? They're trying to win now. I just don't see them moving Zach Wilson this year. I just don't.
I could see them moving him at the end of the year, perhaps. But we'll see. Drew L said, I think the future, I have a feeling that Roger Goodell is going to make a new rookie contract for running backs. Like, instead of it being a 4-year contract, they can do it 2 or 3 years, and it'll be due for an extension.
No way. No.
Now, I'm not sure the NFLPA
not.
signs on to that. I don't think the NFLPA signs on to that because they want some sort of security if the guy busts out.
No way. No way. They're not going to – you're not – again, it's not affirmative action. Everyone gets treated the same in that league. They're not going to say, okay, well, you're not getting paid enough money, so we're going to give so you can make money quicker in your career. Absolutely not. Not happening. It's a league-wide thing. They're not going to separate positions out. Not going to happen.
What's up, James F? He says, hey, guys. He says, nice sweep by the Yanks.
They played the
Jimmy
Royals.
G got cleared. Cleared his physical.
Stunning. I'm stunned. It doesn't matter. He'll be hurt by – he's two alike. Always hurt every single year.
The fact that Mac Jones got $40 million and good running backs get 15 is scary.
It's a quarterback league.
Yeah, all the running backs are rebelling against the NFL. It sounds like a good time to go 0 running backs in the NFL.
Why not?
In fantasy,
everything used to be always 2 back sets. How many teams run 2 back sets?
None.
Nobody.
I mean, hell, half your quarterbacks are freaking running backs now.
The fullback position has been eliminated for the most part from the game. Just been eliminated.
Gungun says, last night TJ said he found Scarface to be lackluster. I feel the same way about Casino. It's overrated. Joe Pesci's acting being so over the top that it's like a cartoon character, etc. I've never seen Casino.
Yeah, I haven't seen Casino either.
Okay, well, you know what? We're going to do that on a watch-along, fellas. We can do that next week on a weekly watch-along.
Okay. Drew says,
I will say the thing about Casino is Sharon Stone is really hot. So she's better to look at.
Okay. Robert De Niro's in it as well, right? In Casino?
Yes.
Drew says here,
I thought Casino was better than Scarface.
Okay. I'm trying to keep you guys on target, grumpy old man, where you can watch your Real Madrid game. But here you are talking about Casino, talking about
movies you like. You're the one who read the comment. So read a comment. We don't even comment on it. Okay. Then you should just skip those comments. You should just say, sorry, Gungun, your comment is not germane to what I want to accomplish today.
No, we just said it was overrated. And
the tyrant has spoken. The tyrant has spoken.
Drew says here, by the way, Grumpy, it's Alexander Matson, not Andrew Matson. Come on, Grumpy.
Did I say Andrew? I knew his name was Alexander.
Eventually, teams will play with an empty backfield on 95% of the snaps.
I don't know if it'll be that bad. I mean, I don't think it'll be that bad because then they know you're passing the ball. I'm sorry.
I think running backs still have value. I just the value, you see a lot of diminishing returns really early in a guy's career is pretty much it's the most apt way I can put it. You just start to see him drop off quick. I don't know.
Oh,
Especially when you're asking him to do more.
I was joking around saying you need somebody to assist with blocking in the backfield.
Well,
They do a shitty job of blocking.
Helping them block the quarterbacks, chip the guy rushing off the edge.
Well, it is good to have somebody like that to protect your quarterback. They're the most valuable piece is the quarterback. It's all that really matters.
Frank says should just give running backs short-term contracts.
Well, if they're going to give them the standard rookie deal, which is 4 years if you're not, it's 4 years with the fifth-year option if you're in the first round, and it's 4 years if you're in any other round. Why would you not give a running back 4 years? They're disposable. After 4 years, you cut them loose and you just get somebody else. You're going to have diminishing returns after that anyway. It's not worth keeping a running back past his rookie deal for the most part. Some guys are exceptions, but for the most part.
Drew said, I think Henry will be serviceable in his 30s, but not at a high level back like he is right now. Yeah.
He was banged up last year. I don't think he was as good.
D-Cut said he sent a fan fight. Let's pop up this fan fight here. Now, this is between Arsenal and United fans here. What is that, Grumpy?
Yeah. Boom. Jab, jab, jab. Boom. Cross.
Well, let's see those jabs again, Grumpy. You're packing a whole bunch of heat right now.
Boom. There you go. There's a useless security guard. I'm going to tell you right now, she's useless.
I'm going to say all the security guards are useless in this video. Let me put you like
Let
that.
him go.
Hold on.
She's filming it. She is videoing the fan fight instead of doing her job.
What the hell? So now the event staff. Now here's the thing. Maybe they're asked to do this. I'm really not sure.
No, absolutely not.
What do you mean, Grumpy? You don't think maybe they're asked to do this?
We're hiring you so you can videotape anything that goes on in the stands.
Yeah,
No.
you don't see actually at the top it says World Star Hip Hop Event Staff. That's what it says at the top there. And she videos and then uploads the videos online for everybody to see them, like us.
Oh God. I will put.
They're throwing punches. I'm going to tell you what, they're throwing punches here.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Those
Now,
English guys, they're not afraid to get into a scrap.
You're right. They're
This is
not afraid.
from the US, I think.
What's the biggest crime though here?
Well, it's always we're filming in portrait mode instead of landscape.
go.
That's the issue.
Criminal.
It's a criminal offense.
Particularly in
But I
this
do like
because
how-
you know how you have the wave where everybody's. This almost looks like it's a fighting wave, which you really need the widescreen to watch it happen here. This is not one or two people going at it. This is like a group of people.
Oh yeah, it's a brawl.
Roll it.
Okay, give me a sec here, Grumpy. I'm trying to pull something else up.
Why
too,
isn't it rolling?
like-
How come we're not watching it now?
Give me a second here, huh?
If you hit that little arrow button, I think it starts it.
You know, Grumpy, I had to get something else pulled up. Relax, Grumpy. Okay, here it is. So you can tell by the haircuts that some of these boys are straight from England. I'm gonna let you know that because the haircuts. When I was in the UK, there's a certain haircut that they all have over there. It's the
High and
popular
tight.
amongst the kids.
It's the Phil
High
High and tight, where that's completely buzzed and it's a little bushy on the top. That's the England haircut. So anybody like that, you could just go ahead and assume they've come from the UK or they've lived in the UK and now are in the States, but they've got that UK blood in them. I'll tell you that.
I just twist Felicia the filmmaker to get out of the way. Oh, geez.
What is that? So these are all, by the way, Arsenal fans fighting Arsenal fans.
There's a little kid.
God almighty.
That's the most fun part about this.
Oh,
I can tell you this guy right here. He's the UK guy. I can tell you just by the hair.
security guard doing nothing.
Look the hell. You're right. Look at him. He's like, get back in there, baby.
Push him back in. It's
Yeah,
like a
he's got
lumber.
bets. He's got bets going on in the fight. That's why he's like, get back in there.
No.
Hold on.
It's like-
So hold on. We've got really quickly to back this up, a yellow shirt CSC event staff, and now the blue guy who looks like he's got an earpiece in. Hold on. What type of punches is this guy throwing? Look at the freaking form. Hold on a second.
Oh shit! The guy got hit in the head with a freaking Miller Lite bomb.
They sell Miller Lite. I didn't think anyone bought that
Oh.
shit anymore. I just want to
Look
say
at all these Arsenal fans battering each. Oh,
I just want to say this. I'd like to say the
what is
security
this
guard.
guy doing here in the blue?
Okay,
He said,
I just
"Shit, I
want
don't
to
get paid enough."
say, shut up, both of you. I just want to say the security guard is like an old WWF lumberjack match. As soon as it starts coming out, just push him back in for some more punishment. I like that.
I think he's got a weapon on him too. I think this guy. What the? Fuck
Okay, he's not going to pull his weapon out and start shooting people in the crowd. He's not going to let
you. I'm assuming he's got a baton for crowd control, right?
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say he probably has a taser and some pepper spray.
You don't want to be pepper spraying because a whole bunch of innocents get hit. But if you go ahead and hit somebody with a billy club, that's fine. You're going to have to get the unrulies in control. I'm fine with that. You can't pepper spray because of the way that's going to go ahead and spread to other people. But I'm like, what is he doing? Absolutely nothing again. Oh! Now look at him. Once everybody's tired out. Oh! Who's this big guy?
Big
Dennis.
Oh, his pants. Oh!
He stood standing tall. Oh!
His pants are about to come completely off.
Look at all these event staff doing absolutely shit all. Absolutely nothing.
This is what happens in America. Anyone can do anything they want. In Europe, that shit just stops.
In Europe, they've got the people there. When they start doing that shit, they start hammering those people with the billy clubs. Absolutely start slamming them.
Yeah, they have the riot shields and the and the batons, and that's what they hit them with.
Absolutely. I mean, like, come on, guys. Come on.
Ellen, stop, guys. This is America.
Come on, we can't be doing that. Stop fighting.
Stop. Come on. I have a yellow shirt.
These, oh my God.
I got hit pretty hard there. It's all swollen up.
He's going to have a shiner.
Well, you saw him. I don't know if you saw him earlier. He was holding his eye, so he must have gotten clipped pretty good.
They're both out of gas. I'm going
to say they're both the heavyweight division right here. Look at these guys. Oh, come on. Let's stop fighting. Yeah. Wait, it's your job is not to console people and the videotape the shit. What are you going to do? Hey, you're not allowed back in this arena ever again. What's your name? We're not going to allow you to buy these tickets again. Well, I hope my wife or significant other or pal doesn't buy my ticket and list me as a guest. Oh, that would be just crazy. Like, that shit does absolutely nothing. Ugh.
Yeah, I will say, you really want to stop that shit? You shoot a couple of them in there, and that'll stop it. All right, we're not going to. If I'm going to get, if I throw a left, I'm going to get shot down. I'm backing off.
Come on, Grumpy. They're not Grumpy. Come on, they're not gonna be shooting people. Come on, Grumpy.
Wouldn't it make you think twice about it? Death
now this is a different guy. We've had our CSC staff, we've had our blue shirts, and now we have an orange shirt. I couldn't tell you what all these people do, but I assume the orange shirt is in some capacity. I assume his job is also to help break stuff up. But what the hell is going on here? Oof.
Looks like he had carpal tunnel syndrome or something, the way he has a little hand wrapped up. Jeez.
Like I'm letting you know that haircut, UK boy. You could just tell by the haircuts who are the UK boys and who's here. Hey, you're going to this sin bin, baby.
No, I think they're directing them back to their seats.
Okay, these guys are the safety reserve. The orange shirts are your safety reserve. The great thing is that you've got Arsenal fans fighting Arsenal fans. It's not like you got Arsenal fans fighting United guys or anything like that. These are friendly fire right here.
You know, we like to call that a good start to the season, baby.
Oh my God.
Here's Big Red. He's getting shown the door too. Show him the gate.
Picked out.
Actually,
okay, now this is a police officer with a gun. The black shirt here definitely has a gun. He's got a holstered weapon. Now here's your police.
Okay,
finally making
Mr. Red Shirt.
Yes.
Mr. Red Shirt. He was getting tossed because his pants were too low, and we saw that butt crack. That was enough to send him away. Send him away.
Yeah, that's where he was holding his eye. He's like, "Oh shit, that hurt really bad."
Look at.
I tried to mention that earlier, but you ran me over. The guy trying to hold his kid. No, Daddy. I don't want. I'm not going to comment on who that looks like.
I'm terrified. Okay, here's the thing. Put your kid behind you. I mean, he's not okay. His kid's between him and the action. I feel like dad should step in between if he wants to protect the kid because the kid looks a little worried.
Trying to get him out there. He said, start him off young. Get him out there in the scraps.
Hold on a second. Okay. There's a lot of the fighting going on back here, too. I wonder what the hell broke this fight out to. Look at the punches. He's throwing over here like he's afraid to bend his arm.
Oh, he got hit in the head with a beer can.
It's the can that did him in. He got hit right in the
I think it's the punch here that's coming up. It's this punch.
No, it was the can.
Okay, I think it's definitely the punch.
Oh, it's that punch right there. Yeah, that was the
punch, Grumpy.
That's the punch that got him.
Boom! And connected right on my leg.
Eat fist, buddy. Boom.
He's got the high ground. That's why it's always best to have the high ground. I remember when Obi-Wan Kenobi said that to Anakin. I had the high ground. You've lost.
Holy shit.
Oh! Cut his arms and legs off. Oh, look at his belly hanging out. That shirt is too short for him.
Okay, event staff, get your ass in there.
What do you mean?
You're paid. This is your time to shine, event staff. Get in there.
You're putting this in the next promo when they have a soccer game that's coming to the stadium.
Do you want to know what that lady did to get prepared for the game? She wanted to make sure that she had sunglasses that matched her shirt. That was the extent of what she did today.
I thought you were going to say she charged her cell phone battery. She was ready for more footage.
Like, I do laugh because I'm like, you can get the cell phone video from everybody. Now, I will say this. Now, UK boy over here, after getting blasted in the face, he hit some ground and pound work over here on the other guy, blue shirt Arsenal fan. He really works him on the stairs.
Okay, here's the thing. You want to know how you know your clothes are too tight? When, first of all, the shirt is embarrassingly small, but when you have your back fat hanging over as well as your belly fat hanging over your belt, the clothes are too tight. It looks like those pants are probably 4 or 6 inches too small for his frame. And the shirt, yikes. I don't know what size he's actually wearing, but he should be wearing a 5X is the way I'm looking at it.
He should be wearing a poncho, is that what you're saying?
Besides the children's small that he's wearing right now.
Now, here's the thing. Those jerseys run small. The football kits run small and tight. I can tell you from personal experience, they run tight. So this could be a 4XL for this guy, but they run so tight.
Okay. Well, he needs to wear something else. Why not just get a big T-shirt and just write Arsenal on the front? That's what he should do.
I just can't get over that all these people are doing nothing. Like, the event staff is doing absolutely nothing.
It's just like, come on, guys, break it up.
I like how they cleared out that whole section. They know how to do it. Oh, here's this guy. Here's the thing. Like I said, his problem is not that he's bald, but look at this. We can get a little shot of it.
These guys are doing nothing. These guys were doing nothing.
I don't care about them. I care about the guy in the red shirt who is
going to be violating. Red shirt's just coming over here fucking shit up. These guys
are going to violate. He's going to violate decency clauses by his ass hanging out. Somebody pulled his pants up for him. That's how bad it looked there.
It's his wife.
Look at it.
It's his wife who's pulling his pants up. Oh
no! Damn! This guy punched him so hard his pants fell down again.
But look at it. That guy hit him with the punch, and it was like a mosquito hitting an elephant. And I'm going to get you. Should have ripped his shirt right off his body.
What voltage of taser do you think they need to put him down?
I think,
call me crazy.
220.
This guy. Now let me see. Do you think? Now I'm just looking at this big red gash on the back of this guy's leg. Is this a battle wound by this guy in the light blue shirt? He's bleeding from his calf. Are you seeing that too?
I don't know. It could just be a bruise. We don't know.
No, that's a cut, my guy.
I'm just going to say that Mr. Red Shirt, he violated all common decency by showing his ass literally at the game.
Well, okay, I'm going to let you know something. Why, oh, why is Dark Blue here breaking the fight up as Captain fucking Yellow is standing there doing nothing. Your job is literally, when that shit happens, to maintain the peace. Why do fans have to do your job?
Can we go to another fight? This one's played out. This one is played out now.
What do you mean this one's played out?
It's played out. You both don't know how to actually.
All upset. Look how Grumpy gets all upset like that, X.
Yeah, I saw.
It's because we've already been through it. Been through it
twice.
I'm
just saying that the guy in the blue shirt did more than the freaking security staff did, and he deserves their paycheck for the day.
You have to be measured in your comments. You're not neither one of you. Both a couple like drunken sailors talking about a fight.
Look Grumpy X. Look at Grumpy. Doesn't he look all nice when he's all fuzzy and pixelated like that?
I was about to say his connection's pretty trash right now. He's on that DSL dial-up.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I tell you. Thanks for that there, D-Cut. That was a good one. I like that. Let's continue along here, Grumpy. Goon, Grumpy.
Son X, you never fully explained how the blob of fillings from the Oreos that TJ mistakenly removed from the cookies tasted. Delicious? Or did you beg for forgiveness? This is an interesting. Hold on. This is an interesting question considering what we experienced at my house today. Go ahead, X. I'm going to let you answer this question. Then I will have a comment. Thank you. Go ahead, X.
That was probably the most delicious blob of Oreo cream filling I've ever had in my life. All right, Grump. Now go ahead.
Now, Son X came over to the house today. We like to do a little family movie watch along thing, which is kind of entertaining, except when TJ falls asleep half an hour in. But X came over and I said, oh, I thought maybe we'd have some dinner. I said, maybe we'll have pizza. He's like, oh, no. I had pizza for lunch. And he went to the pizza place that we would have gotten pizza for dinner. So me and the warden just go hungry tonight. That's just the way it is. But X ate half a pizza all by himself. And what does he do? I'm not hungry, but he comes here and he eats. He ate half a bag of those Oreo cookies, the double stuffer, just shoveling those things down his throat. He ate all the warden's grasshopper cookies, finished those off.
Wrong.
Do you think he fills up the water thing again?
The water was already filled to the brim.
No, it was not. Did you?
It was filled to the brim.
Wander over to the.
Yes, it was. It was filled to the brim.
Now here's the thing: the warden makes, and he also ate a box of Gushers as well.
There's still 3 packages left inside the Gushers thing
out of 40.
I ate one row of cookies, and if I remember correctly, your ass ate another row of cookies.
I did not. I did not.
Really? Wake the warden up and ask her. Wake the warden up and ask her.
I don't give a shit what the warden says. I had 6
Wake her up and ask her. Yeah, you don't give a shit. The warden doesn't lie.
You ate 2 rows, and then you ate a whole box. You ate a whole box.
It only comes with 3.
And then you ate grasshoppers.
There were no grasshoppers. It was the fudge cookies, and I think there was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
There was 5 cookies left in the entire thing. 5.
So in other words, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if X eats the white filling from the Oreos or the chocolate filling from the fudge cookies. He's an equal opportunity cookie man. He eats anything that's not nailed down. This son of a bitch comes over that. His dog came over too. That dog, I'm kidding. We love the dog. They don't feed that dog. They absolutely don't. They don't feed him. They don't give him water, nothing. He comes in. All he does is freaking eat. That's all he does is eat. You put out food, he's going to swallow it whole. Oh, well, he's got food at his house. He just never eats it. He comes over here. All he does is freaking eat and drink. That's all he does. Don't tell me. That dog looked at him emaciated.
I have a few things. So, X, you went there and just started snacking on a whole bunch of candy and snack food, and Grumpy joined right in.
Yes, that's correct. Grumpy didn't miss a damn beat. Grumpy didn't miss a fucking beat.
That's not true.
Really, taking 5 cookies at a time is not true. Bullshit.
First of all, I took 3 and 3.
No, you fucking liar. You took 5 and 4. You're
3
lying.
And 3. No, X.
Don't lie and try and make yourself look
and here's
better.
the thing. Hold on, X. Hold on.
You know
X,
how many you took.
Can you clean that Oreos wrapper out of your teeth? It's still stuck in there. He was disgusting, like an animal. The gushers.
You adjust
Matter of fact,
your camera because it's
matter of fact,
blurry as shit.
a matter of fact, his girlfriend / fiance said, "Why don't you pick up those cookies off the floor?" Ah, they're empty. I finished those off already.
There
It
were
was
5
embarrassing.
cookies left in that
And
package. 5.
No, did he go to fill up that water? You know what he said?
5 cookies left in the package.
I'll fill up the water, because I don't want to hear about it on the show. But did he fill it up? No, he did not.
Because the whole
No, he
damn
did
thing was
not.
filled. Remember what happened the last time I tried to fill it up? You got angry at me because I was putting too many damn waters in there.
Okay, you can't put 4.
Okay.
Oh, what is this?
Grumpy
What
sent
is
this,
this?
Grumpy sent this to me about the neck and the serpent neck, and I feel like now's a good time to go ahead and to build off of that. X, the neck doesn't look as long as it used to there, X.
That's right. It does not look as long.
If I was actually, I have to bend down because I'm laying back in the chair. If I stood up straight, it would be the same length.
Why don't you
Same
sit
length.
up straight then, you slouchy son of a gun? Look at that.
I'm
Look
too
at that
busy
neck.
yelling at your ass for lying.
Looks like it looks like a thumb sticking out of a hand almost. Hi, I'm X.
Look at this. Oh, so I figured no better time to pop that up than Grumpy. Grumpy, there you go. You hit your request. I put your request on screen.
What
funny.
year was that from?
That was your first year of college, not too long ago.
Really? Holy shit. Okay, wow.
Yeah. Look at how young you looked.
I know.
Look at how much your neck didn't look like it looks now. I'll just put it to you that way.
Okay, we want to talk about necks? All right. That's fine. Yeah, if you want to. I'm fine with that.
Oh,
Be
man.
careful, X. Be careful.
Well, I know.
Be
I just
careful.
said, if you want to talk about necks, we can. That's fine.
All I said was your neck is not what it used to look like. That's all I said.
Oh, no, bullshit. You said
That's what I said.
Look at what your neck has come to now. That's literally what you said.
I don't remember it like that.
People here.
That
Here's where
picture,
you're
I was like,
coming.
when the warden showed me that picture, I'm like, holy shit. Look at
I
his
didn't even know
neck.
where that was from.
Oh, man.
1400.
All righty. Let's keep moving along here, huh, guys? My giant buddy told me they offered Saquon Barkley $14 million per year and they turned it down. Is that true? Yeah, they offered him a big contract, but it just wasn't a lot of guaranteed money, and that's why he went ahead and didn't want to sign the contract.
I thought they said the average was less than what he'd be getting on the franchise tag. If he thinks he's going to be making more than the franchise tag for multiple years, he's crazy. He's crazy. It's not happening.
Yeah, it was
It's
a
all about
3-year,
guarantee.
$39 million extension, $13 million a year. So that's more than what he would have made on the franchise tag, but it was less guaranteed money, is what it was. Yeah, Drew said Saquon was dumb for not taking that contract, and now you can see the rippling effect. Saquon is a diva, and I hope, James Robinson unlocks his rookie film. Yes, the Giants signed James Robinson.
He's a ham and egger.
He's more valuable than you give him credit for.
He's not. He was okay on a shitty Jacksonville team in his rookie year. Other than that, he's been non-existent since. He sucks.
All righty. Saquon fired his agent during negotiations because he thought he was worth more money. Oh, God. Yeah,
Good
I think
move.
I know more than the guy whose professional job it is to negotiate these big contracts and has done plenty of them, but I think I know more than he does. Okay, sounds good, Saquon. Good luck. Drew said, so I think Saquon thought he could pull Lamar Jackson. Oh, God.
Okay, what's the difference between the two of them?
Lamar Jackson.
One's a quarterback. One's a freaking quarterback. The other's a running back. Quarterbacks
and
get
an
paid.
MVP.
Quarterbacks
And a
get paid.
previous MVP.
Was that
Quarterbacks
X?
get paid.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
you said
and won an MVP trophy as well.
Yeah. JP said, good evening, gentlemen. What's up, JP? T-Cut said, why the hell would the Titans wear a Houston Oilers jersey as their throwbacks? They figured it would be a way to piss off fans in two cities. Oh, man, yeah.
Do you have an opinion on that, X?
Didn't they used to be the Houston Oilers?
Yes, but that's when they were in Houston. Now they're in Tennessee. Why is their throwback the Houston Oilers uniform? I have an opinion, but what's yours?
Because they're doing all the throwback uniforms this year, a lot of the throwback colorways and logos and stuff. So they're throwing it back to when they were the Houston Oilers.
Because it looks cool. The Houston Oilers had a cool ass uniform. The Tennessee Titans uniform.
Was nice.
The Titans uniform sucks.
Helen Yeller says, yo, 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 guess who's still golfing? The entire Islanders roster, I would go out and
Oh
say.
wow.
Frank says, dude, you're insane. Drew L said, Yankee fans are freaking out about sweeping the undisputed second worst team in baseball, and everybody's saying they're back. Newsflash, I doubt they're back.
They're not.
Oh,
They're
man.
not. They should
JP
be
said-
getting Aaron Judge back, though, probably this week.
JP says, why must we categorize folks based on proclivities and predispositions? Oh, the humanity. LOL, labels like nerds and jocks always confuse me since my coaches were always on our asses about grades when I was younger and still playing sports.
I like to use it because it makes it real easy for me. I like to keep it simple.
Oh, there it is.
Nerds, jocks. The jocks are the cool ones. The nerds, well, that's how you get a name like nerd.
Helen Yeller said Drew lost 36 golf balls in 36 holes.
Wow. That's pretty bad because usually you're only allowed to lose a certain money and then they kick you off the course.
D-Cut says, I watched the quarterback on Netflix today. Mariota came across like a huge fraud. He got benched, so you bail on your team. Take a deep, Marcus. Yeah, I was about to say, I when I started watching at least the coming attraction of that when we did this on the show, I'm not sure if you were there when we did it, D-Cup, but I'm like, I'd have no interest in that show. I'm like, they all just look like huge frauds. I'm like, all we need to do is start hearing about how a position who doesn't get hit but once a freaking week is over here having really tough times getting ready. I'm like, you sit in the freaking ass, you sit there in the room, you throw the football around, you work out a little bit, and you get freaking 17 times a year. Please stop.
What?
Quarterbacks. What do you mean? What?
He's saying quarterbacks don't get hit a lot. And
Quarterbacks get hit 17 times a year. Quarterbacks do not get hit in practice. They do not get hit in scrimmage scenarios. They always wear the different color jersey because you don't hit the quarterback. So you're listening to how tough it is to be an NFL quarterback when they get hit 17. You're listening to a guy who gets hit 17 times a year. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm not going to ever listen to a word they say. Kicker.
No, they get hit more than 17 times a year. Okay. But why they
17 games a season.
Okay. I'm going to tell you why. Because people pay to watch them see. You know who they don't pay to see? Offensive linemen. No one pays to watch an offensive lineman unless they make fun of them for being fat. That's about it. And if you're talking about
the Hogs, baby,
and here's the thing, if you're talked about on a national broadcast, it's probably because you're screwing up.
Oh man. All righty. Helen Yellen said the Yankees are toast. I wasn't big on them from the beginning. I wasn't big on the Mets. I was about to say, both of those teams we talked about were very flawed in the way they were composed. And the Mets, we knew were having issues. We said the Mets had a miserable offseason. People on the show, no, they had a miserable offseason. It was noticeable. And then Helio said no pitching or bullpen every playoffs. The best thing we could do, the best thing they did was trade Gary Sanchez. And Drew says here, that's your average summer day down here in South Florida. 107 degrees. My God. Oof, 107. The French league is garbage, just like TJ. Just kidding. Angel said, will the Jets fail just as much as the Mets? No, the Jets, I think, will be better than the Mets.
I'm excited for the Jets season. I am. Now, here's the thing. I'm interested to see if Fat Boy can produce out there on the field. How long before he gets injured in some type of weight-related injury or food-related injury?
He's going to play. He's going to play. He's going to remind you why he's a very talented player, Grumpy.
He's going to suffer from jaw cramps. He's going to have to sit out a game.
TMJ.
Frank Grumpy.
He's going to lead the league. He's going to lead the league in hamburgers eaten. Frank says, yeah, when I was in Kissimmee for father-in-law's 80th, and we played, it was 75 in the morning. By 2 o'clock, it was 92 in March. WTF, and that's not South Florida, LOL.
Jesus Christ. Hot. Helen Yeller said, I'm sorry if I offended anybody last night. I was partying a little too much. You guys are my brother from another mother. Go Islanders. No, Helen Yeller. We're not offended. Let's see here. Okay. Got a whole bunch of golf stuff here. All good. I felt bad. He banned me. So that got me mad. Hold on. Somebody got banned last night? Oh, gosh.
From where?
I don't know. This is awkward. Oh, yeah. I don't know what the hell's going on. Yes, the only reason, yes, we have mods there is because to kick out the random porn bots. Yeah, yeah. When they came up, now we haven't seen those in a long time, thank God. But yeah, I didn't think anybody got banned. If they did, nobody hopefully should be getting banned. Helen Yeller said it might sound crazy, but chipping and putting is twice as important as everything else. The Mets just confirmed they lost 6-1 today to the Boston Red Sox. Holy shit. They're awful.
Boston blows too. Boston blows too.
What do you guys think about that?
What do you guys think of the Madden 2024 quarterback ratings? No way the chicken arm scramble egg brain Tua is better than Trevor Lawrence.
Hold on, let's
100%
pull those
agree.
rankings up. Hold on, have you seen the rankings, X?
I've seen some of the 99 club rankings. I've not seen all the quarterback rankings, though. No. Travis Kelce was
It's
99.
a
99.
It's a freaking video game. I don't give a shit. It's a video game. It means nothing. It's the only way where Tua can play and not get hurt.
Grump,
except maybe his thumb.
He still can't get hurt in the game, but this is the first year Brady's not in the game, Grump.
It doesn't matter. I never played the game anyway.
Grumpy, you gonna cry because you can't play as Tom Brady anymore?
I just said I never played.
Don't worry, Grump. He'll be put in the game as a legend. You don't have to worry about that.
Probably so. But I still don't play the game, so it doesn't matter.
All righty. Here, hold on a second. I'm looking here. Daniel Jones is rated as 75 overall. Wow, that's great.
Woo! Danny Dimes, baby.
Jesus, hold on. I think I'm in the right spot. I don't know. It's tough to. Let me see if I'll just Google it, Grump, because I'm interested to see how. Grumpy, usually video games are very close to real life, wouldn't you say?
They're actually, I heard, pretty much exactly like real life. They're the exact same thing.
Grump, is this true?
Comment?
Come on, Grumpy. We got to pull this up, Grumpy. Hold on a second. I'm trying to see if I can get. Hold on. Here we go, Grumpy. Maybe I can get. Oh, filters. Let me look at the QBs. This will make you happy, Grumpy. Okay. Let's look at quarterbacks here. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll get it pulled up for you, Grumpy, because I know your anticipation is mounting. You really want to see what's going on here. Okay, quarterbacks. Done. We'll apply that. All righty. Here we go. Here's our quarterback list here, Grumpy. This is for you. We'll go through and say if you think they're too high or too low. Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback.
That's accurate.
Joe Burrow, second best.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Josh Allen, third.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, fourth.
No.
Big full stop. Holy shit.
I don't think he's the fourth best quarterback in the league.
Who cares? It's a video game. Let me know when I can pay attention. Let me know when I can pay attention to the
Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Grumpy. Oh my God, Dak Prescott better than Aaron Rodgers and better than Justin Herbert. No. Tua Tagovailoa at 83 overall. Oh my God.
That's like 83 spots too high.
Let's see here. Trevor Lawrence at 82, Geno Smith, Jared Goff, Kyler Murray 79. I do agree with this. Kyler Murray does blow. Here it is, Grumpy. Madden agrees with me that Kyler Murray absolutely sucks. Good to see. Hold on. Deshaun Watson's only a 78? Are you serious? Holy shit.
He would be a 99 on Massage Simulator, but
Bryce Young is a 74. Hold on. Kenny Pickett's a 73? Oh, man, they're hating on Kenny Pickett. Holy shit. There's Baker Mayfield at a 72. That's accurate. Probably should be a little bit lower for Baker is what I'm thinking there, X. Sam Darnold, Trey Lance, Anthony Richardson.
Where's Trevor Lawrence?
He was at 82 on the second page. Oh, look, there's Zach Wilson at a 69.
Oh, you think that was just a coincidence, or do you think they did that on purpose?
I'd ask those ladies in the neighborhood; they'll tell you.
I think Gronk likes Zach Wilson's rating.
Oh,
you know what I mean, baby.
I'm willing to be Helen Yeller's sponsor. Oh God. Oh goodness gracious. Let's see here. Okay. He said, "Hey Tony, what conditioner does Tony Cheese use?" Oh man. Here you go. D-Cut says here, does Messi leave his wife for Kim K? She seems like a home wrecker. The rumor is that she ruined Brady's marriage.
Not true.
I don't think so. Now let's talk a little bit about that. Now, Messi came and had his first match in Inter Miami. Now, it ended in very impressive fashion, obviously, for him. He gets near the ball, goes down, flops to the ground. Even though they get to the ball first, they give him a free kick in range. Now, I tell you, you're looking at how far out that is.
It's the goaltender. Where the hell is he playing?
Positioning shit.
He might as well be sitting in the stands. Look at where he's standing.
He's standing in the net.
You can't get beat short side.
Yep.
You can't get beat short side here. He needs to be about, I want to say probably about 2 full steps closer to the short side. He's never going to hook it in far side ever.
He just doesn't have the strength.
The goaltending was terrible there. Terrible.
What do you expect from the worst team in the Mexican League and a team you've never heard of until last night?
If he's 2 steps over, he makes it save comfortably. If he's 2 steps
so this
over,
wasn't even an MLS team. This was just a random Mexican team.
It was the worst team in the Mexican League. That's correct.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. I wonder where the Mexican League is rated.
They're 377. My God.
Like I said, if he's 2 foot over, that's an easy save for him. The way the goaltender's not even be seen. That's an easy shot for him. That's
probably should have come up with it. But here's the thing: good players find ways to score. That was a good goal.
It was a good goal.
It was a good goal. It was a nice kick there.
But the goaltender's positioning is atrocious on that.
If the goaltender was not getting a damn hot dog, it's an easy save. He was I don't know where the hell he was. When I first saw him, I'm like, why is the goaltender over there? Terrible.
So that way he can take 4, 5, 6 steps to try and get in position to jump while the ball's already in the net.
I think it pops off the defender's head
by much.
No, maybe just I'm about to say he just goes over.
I don't think it was deflected at all.
It was a hell of a shot. It was a hell of a kick.
It was a good
kick. The goalie does just miss it because his positioning is just trash.
He's out of position. It's just terrible positioning by the goaltender.
It's a hell of a shot.
From where? But look at from where he's taking the kick. He's never going to pull it across body ever. He's got to be at least in the center of the goal there. Actually, more towards the short side. That was just like I said. That goal is because of poor positioning by the goaltender. Period.
Should have made a save there, but it was a hell of a shot by him. Now, here's the thing: to see all the people gargling all over Lionel Messi, it's hard to see.
And it seemed like the line of defense is more than 10 yards back. They need to be closer up too. It was poor.
I was about to say that does seem more than 10 yards. Yes.
Well, they're the worst. They're the worst team in the Mexican League. The worst.
Now, here's the thing. It's crazy how soon people forget what Zlatan did. Zlatan in his first game, I thought, had a much better performance than Lionel Messi in his first time. They both came off the bench, right? And it was a much bigger game there for Zlatan at the MLS. At least I think it was Galaxy against. Was it Galaxy against who was the other LA team there?
LAFC. Galaxy against LAFC.
LAFC, gotcha. But I will say this is absolutely nuts. Sky Bet, according to Sky Bet, a 75% probability that Lionel Messi of Inter Miami wins the Ballon d'Or. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's a popularity contest, and it has been for the last 15 years. It's had nothing to do based on skill. It's all popularity. It's whether they like you or not. That's all it is.
Any thoughts on that, Grump?
Holland should be the runaway winner of that title.
Absolutely should. If you look at it,
they won the treble. They won the treble. Manchester City won the treble. He led everyone in scoring. That's the guy who should win it. Messi didn't win anything. Nothing.
He broke the EPL record for the most goals scored in a single season. It wasn't like he was sitting around playing
for a first-year player. For a first-year player.
Rookie in the Premier League.
Rookie in the Premier League. Again, Premier League, toughest league in the world. Top to bottom, toughest league in the world. Ligue 1 is the 7th best league in the world. Again, Messi always racks up points against the shitty teams. He does a very good job of that. Shocked he didn't have more points last night against that Mexican team. I didn't know they were one of the worst teams out there in that league. But to think that he could win the Ballon d'Or, the worst.
Not one of the worst teams, the worst team.
The worst team. To think that he can win a Ballon d'Or this year, where Holland's coming off of winning the treble, which is winning the Champions League, the best team in all of Europe, winning the Premier League, which is the best team in England, and then going ahead and winning the FA Cup, or whatever they call it now, the Champions, or they call it the Community Shield.
It's FA Cup.
The FA Cup, which is saying, hey, we're the best team across all divisions in England, in the UK, I'm sorry. You're at a spot where you win the treble. That's the first time that's happened in, I think, 20 years. Arsenal was the last team to do it. And you go ahead and break the record for the most goals scored in a single season in the Premier League. Over 100+ years worth of history in that league. And a guy who's playing in the 7th best league puts up a few goals and a few assists, but he wins a World Cup where he scores 6 penalties. Hey, let's give him the Ballon d'Or.
I think he was 5 pence.
He missed one. He had 6. That's right. He had 6 penalties, but he only scored 5 of them. Okay, he got one of them blocked. Yeah. I'm just sorry. It's an absolute joke. If he wins the Ballon d'Or, it's just an absolute joke.
Well, the thing for me is the grading criteria changes every year
to fit whatever they can to give him the award.
Think about it. Robert Lewandowski had more goal contributions in a season, but then they went, oh, well, Bayern Munich didn't win enough, so we're not going to give it to them. And Barcelona won more.
Bayern Munich went further in Champions League than Barcelona did that year. Barcelona wouldn't even make a damn Champions League knockout stage that year win.
He's a favorite. He's a favorite of the powers that be. He is. To me, he's not even close to the player he was. Not even close. Neither is Ronaldo. Neither one of them. They get to be a certain age or not. He gets the benefit of them winning, World Cup, where they changed again the time frame of how these events happen. It was calendar year, and now all of a sudden they change it back again to benefit him. Whatever. I don't even care. It's a popularity contest. Doesn't mean anything. Honestly, it means nothing.
Joseph C. here, Grumpy.
Wilson has the arm talent to be great, but I don't know if he'll ever be accurate enough to have pocket presence and have the pocket presence to be good. Well, supposedly Salah says that he's improved his pocket presence. He does have the arm talent. Does he have the mental acuity to be successful? I think that's the most important thing for a quarterback is how do you read the field? I'm not saying you don't have to have arm strength and stuff like that, but you have to be able to read the field. I think it's the second most thing, the mental aspect of the game.
Tony G says, Frank the dog. Oh, there it is. And Wilson plays like a guy who's not going to take a regular season snap. He's got no pressure. Oh, man, there it is. Let's see here. Yes, Joe. He's got to have better brain improvement for sure for Zach Wilson. Joseph C says here, the Jets made the mistake of not giving him an experienced offensive coordinator, a veteran quarterback or veteran backup QB, and starting him right away. Yep. Zach Wilson also, or Frank says Zach Wilson's mom is hot. Oh, God.
I didn't know that.
Goon Grumpy.
So next, last night, TJ said he doesn't take almond butter seriously, or at least not as seriously as peanut butter. What are your thoughts on this delicate topic?
I don't like almonds, so I don't think I would probably eat almond butter, and I do like peanut butter, so I'd have to probably agree with him. I don't know if I would say I don't take it seriously, but I would say peanut butter, in my opinion, better than almond butter because I don't like almonds.
Hold on. Here we go. I'll pop up a little picture here and let you guys be the judge of Zach Wilson's mom here. Okay, let's pop this up on screen here.
And how old is she, too? We don't know how old she is.
I don't know how old she is.
Well, we should know. That's kind of important when the hotness thing comes in, I think, H. That's his mother?
Mom? Holy shit. Oh, it was his damn girlfriend.
All right, she's hot. She's hot. And here's the thing. Do you
need me to give you her age? Do you need me to give you her age now, Grumpy?
Not anymore, I don't.
What is she, 40?
If that's his mother, she's got to be maybe 40. I don't know how old that picture is. It's a 2021 draft. So let's say, so he's what, 20? What was he, 20 when he was 21 when he's been drafted? And figure she's maybe what, 15 when she had him. So that would make her like 30. I don't know how old she was. But I'm just saying, she looked like she's smoking hot for certain.
What's her age?
And her friends are hot too. I don't blame Zach for hitting all of her friends, tapping all of her friends, honestly.
What's her age?
Grumpy.
I want to know what was going on in that house.
Shit.
Who knows?
What was her age, TJ?
Lisa Wilson. Hold on.
She's
30 years old. 50.
50.
Wow.
50.
She'll
5
be
0.
50.
Oh, that's
She'll be 50 August 8th. She was born
Yeah, she's
August 8th of 1973.
Hey, money can do a lot of things for you. That's all I'm saying.
shit. She's hot. Yes.
Here you go there. Tony She says, not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't want to offend anybody particular here in the chat, but Frank, do you know why manatees are called mermaids? Because homies like you got lonely on them pirate barges. Oh God.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Tony Cheese throwing out the shots here. Joseph C. Grumpy.
Scherzer was great last year outside those last 2 starts, the most important ones. They need pitching desperately, though. Unless they're just mailing the season and say, you know what, we're going to get rid of these older guys and we're going to move on.
Yep. Oh, man. Okay, let's hear. Many years of concrete masonry work is good to be the boss now, but you still show my guys what's up once in a while. Oh, God. JP says here, I don't want to compare Zach Wilson's arm to Terry Bradshaw, but what are you guys saying? But what you guys are saying about Zach Wilson was definitely said about Terry Bradshaw, then some, the first 5 years of Terry's career.
The difference is Robert Saleh is not Chuck Noll, and the Jets defense is not the steel curtain. I'll just say that. And Brees Hall or whoever, Michael Carter, whoever the running back is not Franco Harris. And
no,
Rocky
it's not
Blyer.
Franco Harris. It's Marco Harris, Grumpy.
Franco Harris and Rocky Blyer and John Stallworth and Lance Swan are not the receivers for the Jets. And you also didn't have like Hall of Famers on your offensive line. That Pittsburgh team was really good. Made Terry Bradshaw look good.
Okay, hold on. Stop. Full stop. They've got Mekhi Becton. They've got Sauce Gardner. They've got Garrett Wilson, Grumpy. They got a lot of talent.
Do we have any current film of Mekhi Becton?
No current film, Grumpy.
He was spotted at the local McDonald's.
Yeah, that should be on like click. You should hit a button, and that's the thing. Where's Mekhi Becton's film? That should absolutely happen every single time.
HB Carlos says, much love from Portugal. What's up, HB? I bet. Oh, Frank is a Freemason Illuminati guy. Oh, there it is. Helen Yeller, Grumpy.
I have a John Tavares Winter Classic jersey. It's pretty sick. And I got a 1980s Islanders white jersey.
Very nice.
Let's go ahead. Okay, we've got a few of these memes here from Drew. We're going to go ahead and pull those up here, Grumpy.
Why do I think this podcast is going to go long again today?
What, now all of a sudden you care about the time because you're watching?
No, I'm just wondering.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. I have the game on right now. It doesn't matter to me. I'm DVRing it. I can watch it anytime.
Oh my God. Tell us more about yourself, Phil Kessel. Oh gosh. Okay. Yep. James Robinson was signed here. Drew likes the signing. Now, X, this was one of the weeks where you were, or one of the days that you were too tired to come on the show. We were talking about the slam ball. Now, X, what do you think about slam ball? Are you for or against slam ball?
I think it's cool. I know it's actually just started back up again because I think it was popular, kind of like early 2000s.
Yes, and now it's back.
Had its fame, but yeah, it's back now. It's cool. I think it's cool. It's never going to get the fans that like the NBA get, but
hold on, look at all the fans.
Looks like they hold this. Is this like a WNBA game? They hold this at halftime.
God.
It looks like the type of crowds they get.
Now I was going to say
than this than the WNBA games.
There are some empty seats there in the crowd. It is kind of fun. That would be kind of fun to go to. This cannot be a high school gym, Grumpy. They've got like trampolines on there, buddy. So I'm like, you can't like tear the floor up of the high school gym. So this has got to be a special retrofitted thing. It's like got to be a slam ball arena.
I'm going to say it's not.
Okay. Anyway, I'm for slam ball.
I'm going to say they're not building slam ball arenas. I'm just going to tell you that.
I think they added the shit to another arena. Is what they did.
Jordan Addison and Jalen Carter driving to the Vikings and Eagles game week 2.
Jesus.
Fast and Furious. Oh my God.
You know which Fast and Furious movie that is?
I don't watch any of those. So
that's Too Fast, Too Furious. That's the second one.
The guy who's driving backwards dead. Got what he deserved. Piece of shit.
Paul Walker.
He was going like 150 something miles. He pulled a damn Jordan Addison and Henry Ruggs going like 150 miles an hour or something like that.
So he was actually not driving that car that crashed.
Really?
No, he wasn't. It was actually like it was not like a stunt driver, but it was somebody who actually like drives those kind of cars in races in real life.
Really?
You realize how they drive those cars? They drive them backwards. They're actually they just changed the chassis where the guy who's actually driving the car is looking forward. It's just the way the car is designed.
I'm talking about when he died.
Talking about Paul Walker when he died. Grumpy.
When he died.
Oh, I could care.
Not about who's driving that car. Yeah, when he died, it was actually like a professional race car driver who was driving the car. It was not him. He was in the passenger seat.
The Vikings.
Let's move on to this tweet. It seems much more interesting than the last one.
This is not a tweet, Grumpy. This is a meme. These are two different things. These are tweets.
Roll it.
Oh, next. I think it's good that we keep. I think we should do an all-night podcast. I think Grumpy would like that, wouldn't he? Is it cutting into his Real Madrid time there, X?
It's cutting into my Real Madrid time too. I just follow.
Listen, we fucked up.
There it is. That's always a classic one. Only Patrick Mahomes, and I mean only Patrick Mahomes. I repeat. Okay, okay, stop. Okay, maybe you don't see this too often. I don't know how far away he is. People do that with ease where they're able to hit it off the crossbar 50 yards away. I mean, like that's something that quarterbacks, I expect the majority of my quarterbacks to be able to. You could be a college quarterback. Quarterbacks are able to do that with pretty much ease. I mean, those guys can fling the hell out of a ball. That's all I'm going to say. So I don't know how far back he is. If it's 70 yards, obviously much more impressive. But if it's from the 50-yard line, it's
throwing from the 15.
No, that would be Tua throwing it from the 15. Grumpy, come on.
Tua wouldn't have reached from the 15.
He could not reach from the 15. That's correct.
Okay, he'd have to be in the end zone.
Yep.
Oh, hitting drones. I don't think it's fair. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
What's the next
Here's
one?
Mekhi Becton, baby. Hold on. Whoa. Dude, Mekhi's looking in shape, baby. Baby, look at that movement. Oh, yeah. Woo. He's looking ready, man.
This is the last year of his rookie deal. Would this be a guy you'd want to pay a lot of money to?
Depends if he comes back and plays well this year.
Absolutely freaking not. A fat pig like that, all of a sudden he gets himself.
He's looking in good shape, baby. He's looking in good shape.
Okay. You got a fat slob who gets himself in shape the first time in his life, just before his rookie contract runs out. Yeah, sure. You give him a contract, he's going to be hitting 7 bills by next training camp. I mean, where do you weigh a guy like this? At a truck stop? Hey, one at a time, please. That's what they say when that guy gets on the damn scale.
I'm telling you, Mekhi Becton's moving smooth, Grumpy.
Can we show how he injured himself yesterday walking to the food truck last year?
No,
Can we show how he injured himself walking to the food truck?
Looky here, baby. Hey, he's looking good, Grumpy. Mekhi Becton's looking smooth.
Yep, he looks good blocking against nobody.
He's moving well. It's a movement drill.
I will say I like the fact that, well, not that I like it, but they're playing him on the left side. I like that he's going to be on the left side.
Yeah, he's your left tackle. Your starting left tackle.
Well, let's see if he holds up. He's fat.
He's not fat. He's in good shape right now.
You know what? Al Yankovic sang about him. He's fat. He's fat. You know it because he's fat.
I don't remember that song. God almighty, Grumpy sounding old as hell.
He's never heard of Weird Al, I guess.
Jesus Christ. Phil Kessel is TJ's spirit animal. Oh, yeah. Phil Kessel is the NHL's Glizzy Gobbler. Grumpy, the Glizzy Gobbler's Grump. Goon Grumpy.
TJ, any new sound effects you'd like to premiere tonight? Just move on from that.
I haven't got any of those pulled up yet. I still haven't done the rest of them.
I could hear less about the team struggles. TJ, I was wondering if for the Islanders Never Say Die, I always wondered why your intro screen was 3 minutes. I guess it fits with the music. I was wondering if making it 2 minutes would be better.
It allows me to get everything shared to the right spots in time. So it gives me enough time to get everything done. On this channel, we
This
don't have
one-
to worry about that. But the other one, I just need some time to get everything prepped and like once it goes live to share. So that's why I use 3 minutes. Drew says Sam Darnold went from like second and 2/3 when he got traded, or from a second 2/3 when he got traded for from the Jets to Carolina. Yeah. I mean, like if Zach Wilson plays well in a game or so, he'll have some sort of value. Some team will give up a second or maybe a third round pick for him.
I think he's worth more to the Jets than he is somewhere else. Long term.
Let's see here.
Wouldn't it be just Jets like if you trade him and he takes off for somebody else though?
That would be the Jets. And then as soon as you trade him, he plays well at the beginning of the year. You trade him at the beginning of the year, and Aaron Rodgers blows an ACL out. That would
they're
be
not.
Jets.
They're not trading him. They're not trading him.
Oh man. Okay, let's see here. Strong words from Knicks. Okay, I'm trying to get here. Okay. TJ flexing his fancy vacations to England that his doctor wife paid for. There it is.
Yeah.
TJ is high and tight. LOL. Oh man. His mustache is high and tight. Oh man. Oh man. There's another fan fight. There was one on a train. Okay, we'll pop that up. That'll be hold on now. Derek
Maybe
Monroe
that was Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
There it is.
They had a fight on a train there.
I don't claim the super heavyweights as part of your fan or our fan base. Oh man, talk about Arsenal. Oh gosh. And the Titans revealed their throwback Oilers uniforms on Twitter. Thoughts, Andrew? Yeah, not good. I mean, like I think they look cool, but I'm like, it's not going to make the fan base happy. That's for certain. I heard the Jets were going to do a throwback Kelly Green uni. I think in the 80s.
Okay.
Nick eats like a homeless 12-year-old. Jesus Christ. He does. Yeah. Nick's got, or X has the diet of a 5-year-old. It's true.
Who's Nick?
Well, I don't know. That's what Tony Cheese said. Nick, some guy named Nick. Son X, what's your t-shirt size? Are you still wearing your baby clothes? Oh my god.
Oh shit.
My Bucky shirt.
I still want cookies. Oh my god. Okay, let's see here. All righty. You got that Mike Glennon neck. Son X has that Mike Glennon neck. I guess he had that long neck there too. Son X had Davis Mills necks when he was younger. Yeah, I was about to say he's damn right, skinny neck. Let's see.
Nice neck.
If Mahomes runs the ball,
Neck too there, Grump.
if Mahomes runs the ball 8 times in a game, he gets sacked. He gets hit 9 times in one game. Yeah, okay, 9 times in a game though. You got 17 different games, 17 different 4-hour events where you maybe have a chance of getting hit. Not listen to those guys.
Okay. Here's the thing: quarterbacks get hit more than that, more than 17 times. I understand what your point is now, but you worded it wrong. That said, Derek Monroe, I'm just going to tell you something. He doesn't run the ball 8 times a game anymore. He just doesn't do it. And his thing, when he runs the ball, he's not getting hit either.
He's sliding or getting out of bounds.
Yes. Joseph C. says Jets offensive line is not very good aside from Vera Tucker. I don't expect Breece Hall to be as good post-injury. Not yet. They need the new kid, Abanikanda, to step up.
Israel Abanikanda.
I don't think that Breece Hall will be ready for the start of the season. And it'll take him a little while. Remember, he got hurt in season. I know ACLs now are like 9 or 10 month injuries, but still he won't be the same. At least not start.
Oh man. Oh. Now I do remember this one. This is one we popped up last year. Now Grumpy was not very happy with this one, if I do recall. We'll see if he has a different opinion. Derek Monroe says here, Holland led his team far in the World Cup. Pretty sure he beat Messi in the finals, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no, Norway didn't get 6 pens in the World Cup. So
I do remember Messi went pretty far in Champions League though.
Okay. Holland's a better player than Messi right now. Period. Just is.
Yeah, absolutely is.
It's not even close.
I remember
Mbappe's a better player than Messi.
Yes, not even close to. De Bruyne's a better player than Messi. Messi's finished, and same thing with Ronaldo. They're both finished.
In the prime of their career,
Vinicius Jr. is a better player than Messi. Kareem Benzema is a better player than Messi.
Yes.
Ronaldo is the same player as Messi, in my opinion.
They're both finished. Yeah,
They are both finished. This guy just standing there, Mr. Eagle Boy. His crime is wearing that Eagle sweatshirt. What the hell?
Then this person runs away like
Notice how he
Matt
immediately ran away.
a guy like that who cold cocks again. It needs to be a heavy sentence for a guy like that, where they're just like, "Hey, you're gonna sit there in this. You're gonna sit there in the sin bin for 10 years." Like, here's the thing: you knock him out, then you go ahead and run away. Didn't do shit all. I don't know what obviously led up to this, or what the hell is happening, but it doesn't look like there's anything going on.
Why is this guy going at him? Is what I want to know, Mr. Eagle.
Who knows what's going on? It looks like he's just trying to grab. Like, I don't know.
He looks extremely intoxicated. He looks like he's trying to grab the pole to balance himself.
This guy does not look violent. I don't know. It doesn't look like this guy's being
what
violent.
literally looks like it happened. The train stopped to let people off, and his momentum pushed him forward, and he's reaching to grab the other rail to brace himself. If you look at it, because the doors open up, which means the train stopped. His body is moving forward still from the train stopping.
Yeah, to me, I don't know what's going on.
Watch. See, the train's still in motion. The train's still in motion. Boop, it stops. It stops. He moves forward to grab the pole, and this guy cold cocks the shit out.
Yeah, here's the thing. A guy like that, just save yourself the sentence. Just knock him out. I mean, like, it can't be. You cannot be cold cocking people and then running away on the train. Now, they are Eagle fans, so hopefully it was Eagle on Eagle crime. And as long as the guy's in Philly, you know what? The less Philly natives we've got in the world, the better. So, I should take that actually as a positive, that you got some Philly fans getting absolutely obliterated. So that's the only positive from that video. Real Madrid down 1-0. No. Okay. Oh, excellent.
Lunin is a shitty.
It's still a tie game.
Lunin is a shitty goaltender.
Oh, he's awful. He's awful.
He's terrible.
Oh,
They've
never
had
mind. They
total control. I mean, okay, Vinicius, Rodrigo, they're not playing, so it is what it is. Guler's not playing. I'm just, like I said, it's the first exhibition game.
And then Helen Yeller says, "Hey guys, Phil Kessel is still elite, and he's better than Blake Wheeler or Jason Blake."
I don't think he. I don't know. I think Blake Wheeler is a good player still.
I tell you, I think Blake Wheeler has more left in the tank than Phil Kessel. Phil Kessel, I mean, like, did he played for Arizona the majority of the year, right?
I don't know. I mean, Inter got away with a handball earlier. I guess
not paying attention to the podcast, Grumpy. Do we just need to wrap
things
up?
When you start talking about ridiculous stuff, I watch something. You're boring me.
You want to know a team that I think would be good for Lunin to go to? A league? The MLS. I think he'd fit in perfectly there.
Yeah, he'd suck there too.
He played for Arizona the year before. He played for Vegas the entire year this last year.
That's right.
TJ, before we end the podcast, you want me to send you something from We Hoopin'? Oh man, I'm a Wilson fan rather than the hater, but if you have the money, that's good. Yeah, that good of an athletic ability, and that good of an athletic ability. I tell you, now we won't do an all-night podcast here, but Real Madrid down 1-0. Let's go ahead and look at this last video here we've got, Grumpy. Let's see if we enjoy it. No, this can't be. Oh, okay. So this is one. I guess this is an old throwback of a comment. This is from Brian Cashman back in during the 2022 offseason. We appreciate what Gio has done for us, but he's no Josh Donaldson.
That's true. He's not. He's not injured as much as Josh Donaldson is, so he's not the same.
The funny thing is Gio's injured right now, but he's played well this year.
Yeah, and when Donaldson's played, he's been good too.
Oh, We Hoopin' receives a $1,000 donation, Grumpy.
I can just start watching the game right
Keep
now.
going.
Golden!
Look at the dancing, Grumpy. You probably see the dancing from your house, Grump.
This is the second time this player has been down with the leg injury. All of off. Put somebody
Grumpy, he's
else
got
in.
some good dance moves. What do you think about these dance moves, Grump?
I don't care. I have zero interest in him.
He could be part of our group. Hold on a second.
Wee
guys.
Hoopin's hairline looks pretty similar.
He could be part of the podcast group, guys. Holy shit! Okay, the hairline is very similar. He does have a similar hairline to us.
You'd have to change the name of the podcast to the Bald Bros.
The Ball Brothers. Okay, we'll have to introduce Hoop, and we'll have to introduce him with this proposition. All right.
Having
Yeah,
a
that's
water
good
break
there.
in the Real Madrid game. There's a water break right now. 30 minutes in.
Grumpy Crumples, are you okay?
I'd rather watch. I'd rather watch a preseason soccer water break than we hooping.
You know
What
the
does that
crazy
tell
thing is Grumpy and both X just could have recorded this and then watched that game anytime they wanted to.
I am recording it, but you put that guy on there. Click, click. Off he goes.
All righty. Let's wrap things up, guys, because you guys are now your attention's totally drawn someplace else. But
It's
let's wrap
not
things
true.
up.
It's not
For
true.
those
Anytime you
who
put we hooping on there, that's the end of the show.
Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the show here. Grumpy, Son X, what do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't. From TJ, the grumpy old man, and Son X.
Yeah, and then I want to say, I just want to thank everybody for coming out and listening. I had a great podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Next time.
Jesus Christ. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in, watching the show here. We'll be live with you guys this upcoming Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks so much for everybody tuning in. Frank's got one more comment saying, I miss hockey bad, and I have an almost unhealthy obsession. I think I want to relive my great childhood days of the Dynasty era when we played street hockey daily. So I'm trying to will the Islanders to win. LOL.
You don't have that much power, Frank. Sorry.
Frank says, hit the thumbs up too. That's right. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Grumpy. Thank you, Sonex. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the engagement. Thanks for all the fun conversation. Thanks so much again, guys. We'll see you with you guys live this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks so much, Grumpy and Sonex.
Thank you.
My pleasure.